Hi all, greetings from Purple Desk. In this session, let us see what are all the topics we'll be covering. This is the syllabus. So in this session, we'll create a Java project, a Java program. We'll explain what's a WebDriver. We'll explain what is a Firefox driver and how to open a Firefox browser, how to get a title of a page, how to get current URL of the page, maximize the browser, closing and quitting the Firefox browser. So we have created a reference manual. Let us see what the manual says. So for creating a Java project in Eclipse, we need to open Eclipse, click on File, New, and click on Java Project, which will show us a window allowing us to enter the project name, which starts with capital letter S. If your project is sample project, it starts with S. And you have to select which version of JDK to use and click on finish. Once you click on finish, a new project is created. Let us see how to create a project. So I clicked on Java, clicked on Eclipse, and it opened a blank screen. So as mentioned in the document, I have to click on File, New, and Java Project. Window opens, which is asking me to enter a project name. I'll enter the project name as basic program. I'm clicking on finish as I have JDK version 1.7. So when I click on finish, it's creating me a program. I have to expand this. If you see here, there's a button. When I click on it, it expands. It shows me SRC folder, which is nothing but a source folder. I have to right click on the source folder and create a class. When I click on this, it opens a window. So if you see here in our reference manual, it says right click on source folder, new, and select class. The same thing which we did. So it opens a window as shown in the reference manual. The window which is similar to what we have opened in Eclipse. So we need to enter the package name, which is important. I have already explained in Java what is the need of package. After entering the package name, enter the name of the class, and there is an option for you to click on public static void main. Click that. So I'm creating a class with name basic Selenium class. I'm entering a package called sample. I'm checking public static void main. This is where the actual program starts. When I click on finish, it's going to give me a class with public static void main. I need to configure Selenium in my project. Let us see how we are going to do it. So in the reference manual, after selecting it, it is going to show us how to configure Selenium. All we need to do is right click over the project, click on new, build path, and configure build path. So once clicking on the configure build path, a window opens. The window which will have all the buttons for you to add an external jar. When you click on this button which reads add external jar, it opens a window allowing you to select the Selenium jar which you have downloaded earlier. There are two different types of jars which you can download. As I said earlier, you can download Selenium RC standalone jar which gives you a single jar, or you can also download Selenium WebDriver by clicking on it. So for Java, you have to click on this download, so which gives you a list of jar files which can also be added like this, which has to be selected and added like this, or you can select only one jar, which would be Selenium server standalone jar. Either way, the Selenium works. So let us see how to import the jar. So I'm clicking on the project, right click on it. In the build path, there is something called configure build path. When I click on this, it opens this window. So there is a button called add external jars. Let me click on it. A window opens. So I have to browse to the location where my Selenium jar is located. Selenium jar is located in the softwares. I select my standalone jar. It gets added. I click OK. In my reference libraries, I'm able to see Selenium standalone jar. Let us write our first program. So in the reference manual, we have created a program which explains all the topic which we explained in the beginning of the session. Let us see one by one. What is a WebDriver? WebDriver is an API. So how was it evolved? When Jason Huggins and Simon Stewart, they came up with a project called Selenium WebDriver. They released an API. The API, Firefox, IE and Chrome, all the other browsers, they came forward and added support to this API. So when I say WebDriver, I'm creating a variable for a class type WebDriver. Where is this class? When you hover on it, it shows there is a WebDriver class in Selenium package. So I'll click on it. So once clicking on it, it has imported WebDriver from Selenium package. Leaving this aside, next step would be driver is equal to new Firefox driver. I'm creating an object for Firefox driver. Firefox driver also comes in Selenium. So when I click on it, an instance for Firefox driver is created. Let us run this code and see what happens. I'm right click on it. You can either right click on the space or you can right click on the class. Right click on this, run as Java application. When I click on this, it should open a Firefox browser, an instance of a Firefox browser. If you see here, there's a browser which got opened because of the command which I have provided in the Eclipse. Let us close this. What is the next step? We shall see how to navigate to a web page. Driver.get. So get is a method which will help you to navigate to an address which is provided as a parameter to this method. So when I say get and replace the arguments to http colon google.com. It has to be passed as a string. Now let us see what happens. When I right click and run as Java project, Java application, so it should navigate me to google.com. It navigated me to Google page. This is the expected result. So I'm closing this browser. So after navigating, what do we need to do? Let us see what title this page has. So how to get the title of this page? When I say driver dot title get title, there's a method called get title. This returns me a type string. So I declare a variable of type string and I'm assigning the page title to it. Let us print and see what it prints. So when you type syso and click on control space bar, by clicking on control and space bar, it completes my sentence. This is the shortcut. Let us try to print the title. So again, I'll try to run as a Java application. So our expected is it should print the title of the Google page. The browser opens, navigates, and if you see here, the title of the page is Google and what got printed is the title of the page. Okay, next topic would be how to maximize the browser. There is a command called driver.manage.windows.maximize. So this command actually maximizes the browser. It might be IE, it might be Firefox, it might be Chrome. The whole script remains the same. The only code which changes for the other browser is this code. This can be driver is equal to new Internet Explorer driver or Chrome driver. But the rest of the code is going to remain the same. Let us see how this command works. I'm going to run this as a Java application again. So it should maximize my window. So the browser opens, it got maximized and it got navigated and it got printed. And why is this window always open? The window is not getting closed. So how do we close this window? Write a command for closing it. There is a method called close. Click on it, apply a semicolon. Let's close this instance because it did not automatically close. So now when I try to run, it should maximize the window, navigate to google.com and fetch the title and print the title and then close the browser. So let us see what happens. So the browser opened, maximized, and it even closed, printing as the title of the page. Did you notice when I navigate to Google, there were some parameters which got added to the URL. So let us try to print the URL and see what were the parameters which got added. To get current URL, there is a method called getCurrentURL. So when I click on it, this is going to again return me a string. So let's name it as URL and try to print the URL. It is going to print as the title and then the URL, and it gets closed. So I'm again trying to run it as an Java application. So after running this application, we should be expecting the URL. As I mentioned, there were some parameters passed to the URL. So this is different from the URL which we passed. The HTTP got converted to HTTPS. So to find out what is the current URL, you can go ahead and use this method. Let us see if anything has been left out. What is a quit? I'm going to use this quit method and see what happens. I'm trying to run this program again. So when I try to run quit, it's very similar to close. It is also doing the same operation of what close is doing. So what is the difference? So if you observe, when I open this, let's comment this quit and run. I just want that browser to be open for you to compare and explain. So when I open this browser, when I maximize it, if you observe this, this is my usual browser which I opened manually. There is a Firebug which is installed. Why is there no Firebug installed in this browser? Is this not the same browser which is opening here? Yes, this is not the same browser. This is a profile which is created for me. This is an instance of a Firefox browser. Both these windows are not same. What will this quit do? Assume a scenario where my operation involves opening of multiple windows, an instance. When the control is on a single page, at a time you can only find control on a single page. So when I'm trying to close it using a method called close, and there are two windows which are open, it closes only one window. But for quit, it closes all the instances of windows opened by the script. To be precise, quit will close all the windows which are opened by the script. Close will only close a single window on which the control is at that time. That's all for this session. Thank you for watching this video. If you like us, spare some time to like us in the Facebook. Thank you.